Okay, relationships. So moving on from that, the sort of planning of relationships that we were just talking about, and improving your way of looking at things so that you can actually improve your life. We're actually going to talk about what you can do with people to improve your relationships. And this is just crazy. Showing your weakness. How can showing your weakness and showing how you're flawed make you more loved by people? Okay, let's imagine you've got your partner and you want to make your relationship with them stronger. Well, this person and everyone, what's most important to people? What do people really want out of a relationship? Do they want something? Do they want somebody that's there, that cooks really well, or somebody that has a good job, or somebody that's funny, or somebody that, all these things that we say, is that what we really want? I don't believe it's so. These things are important and they make a character, but what's most important, what we all want and what we all actually know internally, is that we want to be loved. We want to be loved. This is why we're all talking with other people, sharing things about ourselves all the time. People love to talk about themselves. And this talking about ourselves all the time, while it is out there grasping to try and get other people to love us, it's like, look, I'm amazing, look at me, I'm great. And we all do this to a certain extent. It's just human nature. But that doesn't really make a connection much, much stronger, because the other person, their deepest desire is to be loved too. So they're doing the same thing all of the time too. You're both just trying to show how great you are to each other at the same time. And you get nowhere, because neither of the people in the relationship is actually trying to fulfill that desperate desire to be loved that the other person has. So think about this. This is a good example. What's the most useful strategy if you had to get a random person in the street to love you? This is just a thought exercise. You could try it if you want to, if you want to test it. But I think we all will know the answer. What would be the most useful strategy if you wanted to get a random person in the street to love you? What do? Go up to them and tell them how great you are. I can run really fast. I can make the best coffee. I can play the guitar and things like this. Do you say these things? Or would you go up to them and then observe them and then tell them the good things about themselves? What do you think would be most effective? I think we all know the answer. The first case, when you're just telling them about yourself, you'll get rejected as some ego, some big ego who's just going around telling other people how amazing they are. He must be a bit crazy. And the second strategy, while a lot of people will be like, this is, how do you know anything about me? You don't know anything about me. If you're clever with the way that you actually say things, then this is more likely to get someone to love you, because they actually want to be loved. Okay, so why is this related to showing your weaknesses? Well, think about this. Someone else wants to be loved, which means they want to be useful. They want to have a purpose in the relationship. And if you're so great at everything and you can do everything and you're amazing and you're perfect, they won't want to be with you, because there's no space for that person to show what they can do. There's no space for that person to show why they can be loved, why they should be loved. There's no space for that other person to actually feel like they deserve to be loved. Imagine one person in a relationship does everything and the other person is just some sort of follow along and does nothing. That person is probably going to be the person that leaves the relationship, because they don't feel loved. Many people leave relationships, especially women, because they don't feel like they should be in the relationship. They don't feel like they're appreciated, which is another way of feeling like this. Sometimes it even comes across as you don't deserve to be in the relationship and they leave. It seems like you can think like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But this is actually the truth. So by showing your weaknesses, you're actually giving other people the opportunity to fill in those gaps and to show you how they deserve to be loved. And this is why people will start to hang around with you. This is why somebody who actually truly has a connection with you and is your soulmate in that sense, this is why they will stay with you, because they feel appreciated and you feel like you mix together and make one whole, where both are contributing. So therefore, both people have their most important, deepest desire fulfilled, which is to feel worthy of being loved and to feel loved.